we discuss about what is Selenium and what are the components in Selenium and features of Selenium. Right? So yes, Selenium automates browser is official. Majorly Selenium designed for automating web applications. Automate application, we are using Selenium. Web application nothing but what are the application we are accessing through browser. All are comes under web application, and Selenium is not a single tool. It having suite of tools, or we have a multiple components in Selenium. What those? Selenium IDE, WebDriver, and grid. IDE is a simple record and playback tool. This feature is common for every automation tool, not only Selenium, any automation tool. This feature is common. Record and playback feature is common. And the next one is WebDriver. WebDriver is API. This API consists of predefined classes, interfaces, and methods. With the help of this class and interface and methods, we can automate manual test cases. Right? It's not a tool. IDE is a tool. Yes, we can visualize the tool, but in WebDriver, we don't have any tool. It's a simple API. It consists of predefined class interface and methods. We don't have any tool for WebDriver. Yes, by using WebDriver, we are writing WebDriver scripts and scripts in a multiple missions to perform browser compatibility, OS compatible testing. We are using Selenium Grid. With the help of Selenium Grid, yes, we can perform the compatible testing. To perform compatible testing, we are using Selenium Grid. Then, what are the features of Selenium? The main features of Selenium is, yes, it's open source. Okay, no need to purchase any license to use this tool. And it's supporting all the major browsers. What are the browsers in the market right now? It's supporting all the browsers. Yes. It's supporting Firefox, Google Chrome, Edge, IE, Safari, and Opera. And yes, it's supporting all the major OS of the market right now. What are the major OS we have? It's supporting multiple operating systems. Yes, it's supporting Windows, Mac, and Linux. And yes, it's supporting all major programming languages. What are the programming languages in the market right now? It's supporting all the languages. Yes. It's supporting Java, Python, C#, Ruby, JavaScript, and Kotlin. And so it's supporting open source unit testing framework. Every language we have some unit testing framework. It's supporting all these unit testing frameworks. And it's a cross-platform tool. Even if you prepare script in one OS, the same script we can execute in other OS, or even if you prepare script in one browser, the same script we can execute in other browser. It's a cross-platform tool. And yes, even it's open source, we have a support. We have a user group and we have a chat group. Yes, if you stuck anywhere, if you need any help, yes. So this open source community ready to help. So you can type your queries in this user group or our chat. Right? Then after this, we started discussing about Selenium IDE. Right? What is Selenium IDE? Selenium IDE is a simple record and playback tool. RR, in other words, Selenium IDE is a Chrome, Firefox, Edge plugin which records and playback user interaction with a browser. Yes. This Selenium IDE allows you to record, edit, and debug the test. By using this IDE, we can record the test, we can edit the test, and we can debug the test. Okay, and it's a Chrome, Firefox, Edge plugin, which means yes, we can configure this tool in any one of these browsers. It may be Firefox, Chrome, or Edge. Okay, yes. How to configure, sir? Very simple. To configure this IDE, open any one of these three browsers. In this browser, open Selenium site. Open Selenium site. And navigate to which page? Download page. In download page, yes, we have a section called Selenium ID section. In this section, what are the browser you open? We need to click on that corresponding browser link. Yes, click on Firefox. Then once you are clicking this browser link, it navigates to add-on page. In this add-on page, we need to click add to Firefox. Then, so it's showing a pop-up. So simply add this permission. It's a browser pop-up. We need to add this permission. Add. Then click OK. In general, if you check the checkbox and click OK, what going to happen? ID will appear even in the private windows also. It means, for example, if I'm clicking OK without this checkbox, this extension not going to appear in the private windows. How to open private window? So here is private window, especially this private window concept in Firefox browser. If you open private window, in private window, this icon is not showing. Which icon is not showing? Selenium ID icon is not showing. If you need a Selenium ID icon in private window also, so we need to check the checkbox. How to check the checkbox? Click on add, check the checkbox and click OK. If you check the checkbox, what's going to happen? Even if you open the private window, even in the we can record the test in private window also. And yes, this tool is available in private window also. Now it's showing ID icon over here. Right? So if you not check the checkbox, it's not going to show the private window. If you check the checkbox, yes, it will show in a private window also. Or we can do recording in private window also. Right? Yes, we configure successfully ID. Then how to launch the tool and how to record and play the test. Very simple. To launch the tool, simply click on this ID icon. Okay, if you click this icon, yes, tool going to launch. So here to record the test, select first option. And which version of ID we are using? The latest version is 3.17.4. For this reason, we'll call as Selenium ID 3. If version number is 2 point something, then we'll call as ID 2. Version number is 3x. 3x means we'll call as ID 3. Yes, so latest one. This one supports Firefox, Google Chrome, and Edge. Yes, in 2x version supports only Firefox. Maybe. So if you get a new version, it may support other browsers also. There is a chance. But as on today, it's supporting only these 3. Yes. So in these 3 browsers, we can record. To record any test, select first option. Record new test in new project. Once you are selecting this option, it asking project name. Project name is user defined name. You can give any name. I given project name as test project. Then click OK. Once you are clicking OK, it is asking base URL. So base URL means you need to pass the URL up to .com. So here in this site, the base URL here is up to .dev. And while passing this URL, make sure that URL should consist protocol. Okay, what is the protocol here? HTTP or HTTPS is a protocol. So here, if you miss the protocol, if you're not passing protocol, if you pass the URL www.selenium.dev, then record button is not enabling. When the record button going to enable? If URL having a protocol, then only the record button going to enable. Otherwise, record button not going to enable. Make sure URL should consist protocol. And one best thing is don't type the URL. Copy the URL. Copy the URL. Which project you want to record, you need to copy. If you copy, we'll never miss a protocol. Right? So why protocol is required, sir? What is the protocol first of all? Set of rules. Okay, yes. This is going to establish a connection between your browser and web server. To communicate this two, yes, to communicate this two, the communication channel is required. Yes, this protocol going to establish connection between your browser and a web server. For this reason, we are using HTTP protocol. Right? Yes. Once we are passing the protocol, the record button is enabled. Then how to record? Start recording. Then once I click on start recording, yes, it launched the browser, it loaded web page. Right? So now, what are the actions we are performing on this browser? All these actions going to record in it too. What are the actions we are performing in this tool? All your actions going to record in a tool. Yes. To stop the recording, simply click on IDE icon. Then in the top right corner, we have a stop recording. Simply click on the stop recording. Then it is asking test name. Test name is user defined name. You can give any name. I'm giving test name as first string. It's user defined name. You can give any name. Then click OK. Then how to play this recorded test? Simply click on this run icon. Okay, once I click run icon, yes, we can play this recorded test. What are the steps we recorded? It's going to play all these steps. Sir, every time we need to record and every time we need to play. Can we save the recorded scenario? Yes, we can save. So no need to play, no need to record every time. We'll record only once and we can play this recorded test case multiple times. For this one, we need a save option. If you not save, what going to happen? Every time need to record and every time need to play. If you save, record only once and we can play multiple times. Right? Yes. So in general, if you are using IDE2 to save this recorded steps, extension is .html. .html. If you are using IDE3, extension is .site. File name .site. Extension for IDE3 is .site. .site. So yes, we can save this recorded test. How to solve? Very simple. To save this recorded test, simply click on Save Project option. Save Project option. Simply click on this Save Project option. Then we can save anywhere in your system. Yes, I'm going to store in a Selenium IDE folder. In this one, you can give any name. You mean it's a user-defined name. For example, so test project extension should be .site. Then click on save. Yes, replace. Yes, this project is saved. If it is saved, then how to open save test case and how to play save test case are very simple. Yes, to open the save test case, first launch a browser. Okay, so in which browser we configured? Then we need to launch Firefox browser. We need to launch a Firefox browser. Then what next? We need to click on that tool, or we need to launch the tool. To launch the tool, simply click on this IDE icon. Now, earlier we selected first option. If you select first option, what going to happen? It's going to record the new test case and new project. Now, we need to open the existing state. Yes, to open existing state, select second option. Open existing project. Existing project. Then, yes, I saved here. Selenium IDE. So here the name is test project. Select test project, open. Yes, it opened. Then how to play? Simply click on run icon. Yes, once I clicking run icon, yes, it is playing my recorded steps. Yes. So whenever you want, you can open this save test case and we can play. Sir, can we configure in a Chrome? Yes, we can configure. How to configure in a Chrome? Yes, open the Chrome browser. We need to open the Chrome browser. I mean, the installation mechanism is remaining same for our remaining browsers also. How we install in Firefox? First, open a browser and open site and navigate download page. The same manner. So in the Chrome browser also, yes, we can launch a browser and open Selenium site in Chrome browser. Selenium site in a Chrome browser. Then navigate to download tab. In download tab. So yes, if it is a Chrome, we Chrome link. Earlier we clicked Firefox link, we are clicking Chrome link. Grocery Raju, I'm getting background sound from your end. Okay, yes. So for me showing remove, for you it not going to show you. Okay, yes. Earlier the button name is add to Firefox. Now button name is add to Chrome. Simply click on add to Chrome. Then add extension, add extension. So yes, so here it going to configure in a Chrome browser. Then close this pop-up. So in general, in case of Firefox, after successful installation, the top right corner we have a IDE icon. If it is Chrome browser, after installation, it not going to show the IDE icon over here. Yes, for this one, you have a extension icon is there. Simply click on extension icon and we need to pin. We need to use pin option. If you pin here, then only it will show IDE icon over here. Otherwise, it not going to show. How to pin? Extension. And if you want unpin, this one. You want pin? Click the same pin icon. Yes, it's showing IDE icon. Top right corner is showing IDE icon. Then how to launch the tool? By clicking this icon, we can launch. Then what next? Select second option. Open existing project. Open existing project. Then here, go for Selenium ID. In Selenium ID, test project. Open. Then what next? We need to click this run icon. Once I clicking run icon, yes, it's going to play all your recorded steps. Sir, we recorded this test case in a Firefox. Can you play in a Chrome? Yes, we can. As we discussed, Selenium is a cross-platform tool. Even this tool, okay, will support multiple browsers and multiple OS. Even if you prepare script in one browser or one OS, the same script going to explain other browser and other OS also. Yes, for this reason, yes is played. Right? Same manner. How to configure in Edge browser. Just now we configured in which browser? Chrome. The same manner we can configure in Edge also. Nowadays, Microsoft is not supporting IE. It is encouraging to use Edge. Going forward, they're going to deprecate the IE. So here they're going to deprecate the IE. So yes, for this reason, we need to configure this in a Edge, right? So for this reason, yes, Selenium supporting Edge, IDE supporting Edge instead of IE, right? How to configure, sir? Even if to configure, mechanism is remaining same. Go to Selenium web page. Then what next? Downloads. In download page, Selenium ID section. In Selenium ID section, simply click on Edge link. In Edge link, so yes, for me, I installed earlier for this reason showing remove, otherwise it will not show you. Then button name here is Get. For Firefox, add to Firefox. If it is Chrome, if it is Edge, okay, Edge. Simply click on Get. Then add extension. Yes, like Chrome, after installing, okay, this IDE and Edge, it not going to show the icon over here. Yes, to show icon, IDE icon in the top right corner, again here also need to click extension icon. Extension icon. In extension icon, we need to click this show toolbar. Earlier we used pin. Now we need to click show toolbar icon. Once we are clicking this icon, yes, in the top right corner is showing IDE icon. Then how to launch?
Click on that.
Icon. Then how to open existing test? Open existing test. Then select the recorded test. Open. Then click. Simply click on run icon. Yes. It playing recorded test. Yes, it played all the recorded test. Any difficulty, any confusion? Nothing, right? So yes, we can easily use this tool. So what are the features of this tool? In the last class, we discussed about features of Selenium. Now, this Selenium is not single tool. It have three tools. IDE, WebDriver, and Grid. Right now, we are discussing about Selenium IDE tool. What are the features of these tools are? The first feature, we can easily configure. We can easily configure. Any difficulty, any confusion to configure this tool? Nothing. We can easily configure. Next feature, we can easily record and play the test. We can easily record and play the test. Any difficulty, any confusion to record test in ID, to play the test in ID? Nothing. We can record and we can easily play. Right? Yes. To use this tool, do you need any programming language knowledge? Yes, without knowing any programming language to write automation test scripts, one of the best tool is Selenium. Okay, without knowing any programming language, if you want to automate test cases, then go for Selenium ID. Yes, in real time, especially startups. Okay, so they are recording the test cases. So they are not writing scripts in WebDriver because they are not having a sufficient resource and they don't have a sufficient time to write a WebDriver scripts. For this reason, yes, they are simply recording the test cases. And yes, they are paying. Okay, if it is MNC, yes, they're going to use the tool, but not for record. Startups, yes, they are recording. They are using this tool for recording. But in real time, majority of MNCs will never go for recorders. But they are going to use ID. I'm going to show you where to use this ID. Right? So, yes, we covered three features. What those? Easily configured, easily record and play, and without knowing any programming language, yes, we can write automation test scripts. And one more feature. So here, widely used feature in real time is we can easily locate the elements. In real time, we are going to use ID for locating the elements. Can easily locate the elements. Here, two technical words. One is locate, another one is element. What is element and what do you mean by locating element? Very simple. Element is nothing but element is nothing but it may be a text field, it may be a text field, or it may be a text area, text field or text area, or it may be a buttons, or it may be a links, or it may be a links, or it may be a checkbox, or it may be a radio button, or it may be a drop down, or it may be a image, or it may be a text. In simple words, what are the things we are seeing on UI? Everything is element. Anything that present on UI is nothing but element. It may be text field, or button, or link, or checkbox, or radio button, or drop down, or multi drop down, or it may be text or image. Anything that is visible on UI is nothing but element. Anything that is visible on UI is nothing but element. Then, why to locate? What is locate? Locate is nothing but identifying these elements on UI. Identifying these elements on UI is nothing but locating. Two technical words. What those? One is element, another one is locating element. What is element? Anything on UI is nothing but element. So to perform action on this element, we need to identify this element on UI. Right? In general, so when I can speak to other person, if you recognize a person, then only. Otherwise, can you talk to the to wall or a window? No, right? Someone should present, right? Yes. To perform action on these elements, first we need to identify the elements on UI. Identify the elements on UI is nothing but locating elements. The main purpose of IDE is, yes, we are going to use IDE for locating elements on UI. To locate elements on UI, we are going to use Selenium IDE. So IRR, to identify elements on UI, we are going to use Selenium IDE. To identify elements on UI, we are using Selenium IDE. The next question is how to identify SAR. Very simple. For example, if I want to perform action on this text field, to perform action on this text field, first you need to identify this element on UI. Yes, to identify this element on UI, go for Selenium IDE. Go for Selenium IDE. In Selenium IDE, we have 4 options. We already discussed about first 2 options and last option. If you select last option, what going to happen? Tool going to close. Okay, if you use first option, we can record a new text.
Playback.
If you use second one, we can open existing. Now it's time to discuss about third option. So yes, to locate element, simply select third option, create new project. So simply select create new project. So yes, if you select this option, it is asking project name. Project name is user defined name. You can give any name. Yes. So you can give any name. I'm giving project name as test project. Then, so once you are giving project name, so it's not going to ask you the URL. When it's going to ask URL, so if you are using first option, after project name, it's going to ask you the URL. Okay, if you are using third option, it's not going to ask the URL. If you select third option, so here then go for project name. After giving project name, if you click OK, what going to happen? It's not going to ask you URL. Yes, it opened the tool. In this tool, yes, we have a 4 text fields over here. Comment, target, value, description, and we have some icons over here. By default, these icons are disabled. To enable these icons, first you have to select a command. Yes. So here to select command, simply click here. It's showing multiple commands. These commands also called as cellness. Cellness means Selenium IDE commands. Earlier, before Selenium 4 or before Selenium 3, the components of Selenium is Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, and grid. So earlier we have a Selenium RC, remote control. In Selenium RC, we are going to use these commands. Now we don't have a Selenium RC. For this reason, we are not going to discuss about these commands. Okay, even if you want, you can explore here, no use. So here we have a reference tab is there. In the reference tab, it will show the syntax of each and every command, but no use. Why? We are not writing test case in Selenium RC. Where you are writing? In WebDriver we are writing. Yes, for this reason, to locate element, you have to select only first command, that is add selection command. Only one command we are going to use, that is add selection. Select add selection. Let me open one more time. Create new project. Project name is user defined name. You can give any name. Then command should be add selection. Once you are selecting command, these icons are enabled. If you not select a command, these icons are disabled. Now, yes, to select any element on UI, simply click on this pointer icon. And select required element on UI. So what are the element you want to locate? Select those elements. Once you are selecting required element on UI, in target field, it generated some syntax. From C. Please mute yourself. You are not talking to me. Okay. Yes. Once you are selecting required element in target field, it generated some syntax. With the help of this syntax, we can locate the element. To check whether it is correct or not, select this row, click on find. Once you are clicking find icon, if element is identified by using this syntax, it's going to highlight on UI. Otherwise, no. Yes, it's highlighting on UI. Once again, how to locate elements? It's very simple. First, launch the tool. Then what next? Select odd option. Project name, user defined name. You can give any name. Then click OK. Then you have to select a command. So in the command, select only first command, that is add selection. No need to explore about the remaining commands. Even if you explore, no use, because we are not going to use the remaining commands in WebDriver. So these are the RC commands. Okay. Yes. Select the command. Once the command is selected, these 4 icons are enabled. Now in these 4 icons, simply click on this pointer icon. Click this pointer icon. Then it's showing an option, select an element. What is element? Anything on UI is nothing but element. Anything on UI is nothing but element. For example, so I'm going to locate the checkbox. Select this checkbox. Once I'm selecting the checkbox, yes, it generated some syntax in target text field. Okay, to check whether it's correct or not, to check whether the syntax is correct or not, select this row, search icon. Yes. So once I click search icon, if element is identified, it's going to highlight on UI. If it is not identified, I already muted, you are unmuted and you You are disturbing entire class. If you are okay, especially those who are sitting your home, attending your class, you should follow some ethics. Okay, you should be make sure you should be on a muted, and yes, if you have any queries, yes, any point of time you can ask. Okay, if you unmute when you're talking to your family members, it's disturbing us. Okay, we are giving you flexibility. You can attend from your home conveniently, but at the same time, you should follow some ethics while attending from your home. Okay, you should not unmute and you should not talk to others and you should not roam otherwhere. Okay, so we are giving, I mean, technology giving the flexibility, you should use that flexibility at the same time. You should follow some ethics. Yes. So, yes, like this, not only this web page, any web page elements we can look at. For example, yes, what is the use of to identify? As I said, so we need to perform action. Okay, to perform action. For example, here the link is there. What is the action we can perform? We can click. Or if you have a text field is there, we need to type the text. Okay, to type the text manually, we can see and we can perform the action, right? But the script sheet need to identify the element. Finding, then yes, we have two topics. One is finding, another one is handling. I'm not going to discuss both at a time. First, we'll focus how to identify the elements. Then we'll discuss, once you're familiar with identifying, then we'll discuss about handling. For example, I will give a general example, you can easily understand. Okay, so for example, so yeah, okay, if baby is there, is walking, she is start walking. How you are going to teach? You are going to practice running or walking or standing first? Stand. How to stand will try. Then what next? How to walk, okay. 1 or 2 steps. Then we'll practice the running. Okay, so yes, the same thing here also. We need to perform action on these elements. Okay, we have a multiple elements on this UI. We need to perform action on these elements. To perform action on this element, first step is you should identify elements through script. Then once identification is completed, then we'll perform the action. Yes, one of the feature of IDE is we can easily identify the elements. Why to locate or why to identify? To perform the action. Without identifying, can I perform action? No. Okay, yes, for this reason, we are discussing first locate. Then we'll discuss about handling. Okay, yes. So one of the feature of IDE is we can easily locate the elements. And one more feature, yes. So any queries, any doubts regarding locating elements? We can easily debug the test scripts. We can easily debug the test scripts. So what is debug and why to debug? Okay, what is difference between bug and error? What is a bug? Unexpected error. What is error?
Yeah.
What is the defect? Okay, error,
Deviation
bug, and defect. We have a 3 words. What is error? What is defect? What is bug?
Defect is a deviation between actual result and expected results.
Deviation between actual and expected. Yes, I agree. So, okay, this is bug or defect or error? Deviation.
Bug, defect.
Both. Then why we have 2 words? What is the difference between bug and defect? When we can say bug, when we can say defect? Definition wise, bug, defect, both are same. Deviation between actual and expected. Okay. So definition wise, yes, this is a bug or defect. The difference is, yes, during testing phase, QA itself identify the issue, then we'll call as a bug. In the testing stage itself, if the comment QA identify a issue, then we'll call as a bug. When we'll get a bug, there is error in a code. Okay, there is error in a code. Yes. So in developer point of view time, it's a error in a code. He going to fix. Right? Yes. That is bug and error. Now, so during testing phase, QA not identified, but the build is in production. End user or clients identified the issue, then we'll call as defect. Defect. If any end user identified the issue, then we'll call as defect. Once end user identified defect he reported, are you going to fix immediately or not? Yes, we need to fix that issue as early as possible. Then we'll call as hot fix. Okay, so if you're a developer, QA identified issue, developer going to fix. Even customer identified issue, developer going to fix. Then if a QA identified issue, then developer is fixing. General will call as fixing the bug. For example, if customer identified the issue and developer fixing, then we'll call as hot fix. Hot fix. Hot fix at the same time. So once this is fixed, defect is fixed, then we are going to give the bill immediately because it affecting the end users. So in general, we have a release cycles that depends on the project. We have a release cycle. Some project, so they have a monthly release. Some project, they have a quarter release. Some project, they have a 2 weeks release. That depends on a project. But if any, a defect is identified and developer fixed, then we are going to release the build immediately. We are not going to wait for regular releases. So we are going to release this build as early as possible. Right? Yes. So here, one of the feature of IDE is we can debug the test easily. What is a bug? Just now we discussed. Deviation. Yes, we are a developers. Why? We are also writing test scripts. There is chance of errors in our code also. Okay, to remove these errors from a code, then we'll call as debug. Removing errors from your code is called debug. Okay, one of the feature of this IDE is we can easily debug the test scripts. How to solve? Very simple. Let me show you. Okay, for example, so how to open recorded test? Select second option and select the recorded test. Open. So this test case having how many steps? 6 steps. Assume 4th step is failing every time. 4th step is failing. Then, so we need to identify the root cause. Why it is failing? Right? We need to identify the root cause. Yes. To execute this 4 step one by one, we'll run this script in a debug mode. To run this script in a debug mode, very simple. First, you need to set the breakpoint. So to debug the, test scripts in real time, especially if you're working on automation, you should know how to debug the test scripts. So right now we are discussing about debugging in Selenium IDE. Later we'll discuss about how to debug WebDriver scripts. Okay, when to debug? Your script is failing. Why it is failing? We need to identify the root cause of the failure. Yes, to identify the root cause of failure. In general, if I click run icon, I don't have any control. It executing one by one step. If you are running in a normal mode, it's going to execute all the steps. I don't have any control. Now, yes, to debug the test, we need to execute step by step. Yes, for this one, we need to set the breakpoint. To set the breakpoint, simply click on the line number. Simply click on line number. Okay, or right click here, select toggle breakpoint. Especially for debugging, it may be IDE or WebDriver. First, you have to set a breakpoint first. Even if it is WebDriver or Selenium IDE, to debug any test case, first set the breakpoint. Yes, in case of Selenium IDE, we can easily set the breakpoint. How to set? Simply click on the line number. If you click one more time, it's going to remove the breakpoint. If you set, click here. Now, if you click on run icon, what's going to happen? Now it's going to execute up to step number 2. From step number 3 onwards, it's in debug mode. So here, see, pause in debugger. Now it's in debug mode from this step. So control is your hand. Earlier, we don't have a control. Once I click run icon, what happening? It executing all the steps. Now control is your hand. From here, we can execute step by step or line by line. So why it execute step by step? To identify the root cause of the failures. Why it is failing? What is the issue it's failing? Okay, yes, from this one, we can execute step by step. Yes, to execute next step, we can simply click on step over. Step over. If you click step over, it's going to execute third step. Yes, it executed third step. Now, where is the focus? Fourth step. To execute fourth step, then step over. Yes, if you are executing step by step or line by line, we can easily identify the issue, why it is failing. Okay, if the application is responding or not responding, we can identify the root cause of failures in a debug. Yes, we can easily debug the test scripts by using IDE. Okay, if you want continuous execution, then we can simply click on resume icon. If you click resume icon, what going to happen? It will execute all the remaining steps. So especially this debugging is very important if you have any failures in test script. If everything is working as expected, are you going to debug? No. If anything is failed, okay, if the test script is failed, then we need to debug. How to debug? First set the breakpoint and run in a debug mode. From this breakpoint, we can execute step by step or line by line. Yes, these are the features of Selenium IDE. But those we can easily configure, we can easily record and play, no programming language required, and we can easily locate the elements, and yes, we can easily debug the tests. Yes, in real time. Out of this 5 feature, we'll always use only 4th feature. Okay, we are not going to use IDE for record and play, and we are not going to use IDE for debugging. We'll use IDE in real time only for locating elements, especially to generate XPath and CSS. We'll discuss what is XPath, what is CSS. We'll discuss to generate and to validate XPath and CSS. We are going to use. The remaining features we are not going to use. Yes, while purchasing TV, we are going to inquire about n number of features. Does it support internet? Does it support HDMI videos? Does it support pen drive? Does it support Wi-Fi? We'll ask n number of features while purchasing TV. After purchasing TV, what is reality? Are you going to use all the features of TV? Which feature you are going to use? Only TV feature. More than 90% will use only TV feature. While purchasing, we'll inquire about n number of features. But the reality is TV feature. Okay, yes, your brain having n number of capability. How much percentage you are using your brain? 3%. Less than 5%. If you use at least 10%, we can do the miracles. Okay, so if you are not using the brain, what is happening? We are staying Amirpet Asar Nagar. Okay, if you start using your brain, yes, your care of address going to change to High-Tech City Madhapur, no doubt. Okay, even sir, some are working, sir. We are working on a, High-Tech City Madhapur, sir. Yes, even we are working, you are earning less salary. Okay, yes, if you need a more salary, okay, maybe the last week. So one of BTech graduate, fresher, he got 1.2 crore job in which company? They given one article. Intel given 1.2 crore for as a fresher. Right? You are, he also having a BTech degree, you are also having a BTech degree. What is the issue? It utilizes the brain effectively. What about you? You are utilizing your brain to chit chat your friends. Okay, not with your subject. Okay, if you chit chat with your subject, or if you chit chat, if you practice with the subject, then you will also get at least not crore, at least. Okay, remove dot 1.2 crore, then you can get at least 12 lakh salary. Or at least you can survive your own. When if you start utilizing your brain. Okay, if you are using your brain for chit chatting or using WhatsApp or Facebook, okay, yes, your care of address will be remaining same forever. If you want change the care of address, yes, you have to practice. Okay, yes, there is no shortcuts. Okay, to develop a technical skills. Okay, or to develop a logical thinking. There is no shortcuts. Okay, so during interviews, most of the pressure interviews, they're going to conduct written test. During written test, they're going to conduct, reasoning question. They're going to ask you reasoning question. So yes, you are a BTech graduate or postgraduate. Why they are asking 5th class, 6th class maths? What is the reason? Is there any relation? Yes. To become a software engineer, you should have a logical ability. When will you get a logical ability? If you practice. Okay, if you practice, then only will get develop the logical thinking or logical ability. Without practice, we'll never get logical thinking, logical ability. Yes. So to test, okay, your logical thinking, logical ability, they're going to conduct a written test. In the written test, yes, they're going to ask the reasoning questions. Okay, whether you are going to fit for software industry or not, they're going to check. By checking there your logical ability. Right? Yes. So what is your expectation? We need minimum 50K salary, but task should be manual. Okay, lifelong I need manual. If you are going for a shopping, what you are going to ask? What is your first task? What is your latest models? Okay, you are looking for a latest model, any shop, anything. What you are going to ask? Latest model. That is, you need latest model. Okay, what are the costumes wear by hero or heroine in the latest movie? You need the same costumes, but your task should be always manual testing. Okay, that is your thinking. Is it correct? Okay, if you are thinking like this only, and you are not upgrading your skill set, yes, those who are working 2023 is a tough time for you. Those who are working on manual. Okay, yes, 2021, 2022, yes, it's a golden period. Yes, most of the companies, they gave in good hikes and good salaries, and even you have a basic things, they are giving the job, all those things. But 2023 is not like 2021 and 2022. Okay, even those who are working, those who are not working, if you have a programming thing, if you have a good coding skill set, then only we can enter into software field, or then only we can survive. Even if you entered, if you don't have a coding skills, yes, you can't survive. Sir, we know all those things. Why you are wasting your time to explain these things? Yes, I know. So my job is teaching Selenium. At the same time, I need to change your thinking. Okay, I need to change your thought process. Who going to face the interview? You or me? Yes. So for this reason, yes, you have to think in this direction. Then only you can survive. Or then only you can get job in. Right. Fine. So yes. Okay. So we have a 5 features in Selenium IDE. Out of this 5 feature, we are using only 1 feature in real time, that is locating elements. How to locate elements? Very simple. Open IDE. Open IDE. Then what next? create new project, project name, then select command and add selection and select the required element, then select this row, click on fine. Yes, this is a tool. Tool is generating the syntax. Instead of depending on the tool, we need to write the syntax manually also. You should know how to use the tool, at the same time how to write the syntax also in real time. 90% will depend only on the tool. We are not supposed to write manual syntax. 90% will depend on the tool. We'll going to use tool generate syntax only, but 10% of time you should write the syntax manually also. You should write the syntax manually also. And yes, so we need to write the syntax manually. So 10% tools going to fail. In general, bike will have a self-start and kick rod. Why they given both? 95%, I mean, self-start will work. If it is not working, we need to use kick rod. The same manner, yes, more than 90% will use tool generate syntax only, but tools going to fail. I will show the situation where the tool going to fail. At the time, you should write manual syntax. Okay, how to write manual syntax? In general, to write manual syntax, you should know about tag and attribute. So why tag and attribute? Very simple. Any web page, this UI defined which language? HTML. Okay, the backend, it may be Java or Selenium, not Selenium, Java or Python or PHP or .NET, but this UI always should be defined in HTML. This UI always defined in HTML. For this reason, you should know about what is tag in HTML and what is attribute in HTML. No need to learn HTML. We are not going to design any web pages. We are going to locate the elements already designed web pages. For this reason, in HTML, you should know about what is tag and what is attribute. Even if you don't know these two words, don't worry, I am here to help you. Okay, so yes, you should know about these two words. Then only we can locate manually. Without knowing these two words, yes, we can't locate manually. Okay, so first of all, what is HTML? Yes, HTML stands for
Hypertext Markup Language.
Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext Markup Language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So here, very simple. So what are the text shown here? I'm going to copy this text. And I'm going to paste this text in a notepad. So the same text, what are the text shown here? I copied in a notepad, which is colorful. Your web page or notepad? Web page. Huh? Web page. Okay, yes. Here, this is a markup language. HTML is a markup language. Markup means markup language. We are markupping this hypertext. How you are going to markup? In terms of background colors, foreground colors, some images. We are markupping this hypertext. HTML is a markup language. We are markupping this hypertext. If you see in this notepad, everything under one font and one font size. What about web page? All are in the same font? Same font color?
No.
Same background? Okay, yes. So here different font color, different font size, images. What about notepad? Everything is a plain. It's a markup language. HTML is a markup language. We are markupping this hypertext. Clear. Then what about tags are? Yes, tag is nothing but any text in between this angle brackets. Any text in between this angle brackets is called tag. Any text in between this angle brackets is called tag. Yes, in HTML, this tags categorized into two types. One is content, another one is standalone. One is container, another one is standalone. So container contains other tags. Container contains other tags. Yes. So if it is container tag, so we have a starting tag and we have a ending tag. We have a starting and we have an ending. In between, we have some other tags or text. This is a starting and this is ending. So in between, we have other tags or text. Is nothing but container. It contains other tags or text is nothing but container. Yes, for this container, we have a starting tag and we have a ending tag. We have a both starting and ending. And it contains other tags or text. The next one, standalone. There is no starting and ending. There is no starting and ending. For example, if you take BR means break line. So if you take this one, yes, there is no starting ending. We have a single tag. It is nothing but standalone. What about HTML? Container tag. We have a starting tag and we have a ending tag. For this one, we don't have a starting ending. We have only single tag, nothing but standalone. And so we are going to work with both tags. We are going to work with container as well as standalone. What is tag? Any text in between this angle brackets is called tag. We have two kinds of tags. One is container, other one is standalone. Yes, if it is a container, we have a starting tag and we have a ending tag. If it is standalone, we don't have a starting ending. We have a single tag, right? Then we have one more thing called attribute. In general, how to describe any person? How to describe a person? Yes, name, height, weight, and color. Right? So yes. So this name, height, weight, color are properties of a person. Right? So here, these are nothing but attributes. Name attribute, height attribute, weight attribute, color attribute. So this is a person is a tag. These are the attributes. Attribute is nothing but properties of a tag. Attribute nothing but properties of a tag. So by seeing HTML source, if you are in a position which is tag, which is attribute, more than enough. No need to learn HTML. So here, yes, what is tag name here? Person is a tag, name is attribute, height attribute, weight attribute, color attribute. If you are able to identify these things, is more than enough. No need to learn HTML. We are not going to design any web page. For example, here, so if I check this element source, to check this element source, in general, to check any element source, right click on element, inspect. Every browser, not only Firefox, it may be Chrome or Safari or Opera. Every browser, we have a inspect option is there. If you select this inspect option, it going to the element source, only this element source. Yes. This element defined which tag? Tag name here is span, and we have one attribute called class. Is it container or standalone? Container or standalone? Container. Why container? We have a starting, we have an ending. In between, we have a text. Text is called search here. It's a container tag. Okay. For example, here, what about button tag?
Standalone.
Standalone.
Read, check the entire source. Button is a
Container tag.
Container. Here, this is a starting tag. This is ending tag.
Containers.
Between, we have some other tags. Ending tag here, right? For example, okay. Yes, all these are the container. Okay. Yep, this is also container, body also container. Let me show you one more example. How to check element source? Right click, inspect. Yes, if you see this input, is it container or standalone?
So attribute.
Input is a tag or attribute?
Attribute.
Input is an attribute.
Yes.
So
Input is a tag. This class,
This
JSON,
class is a attribute.
max length, name, types are the attributes, and this is a standalone. There is no ending tag. Right? For example, if it is this Gmail link, right click inspect. Gmail link, container. We have a starting tag and we have ending tag. In between, we have a text. And what are the attributes we have for this one? Class, data,
class and data.
career, targets, on. Right? Yes. In general, some sites, it not going to allow you the right click. To check element source, right click is not allowing here. Then how to check element source? Yes. If any web page not allowing you, okay, right click operation, then to check element source, press function key F12. Function key F12. So by clicking function key F12, yes, we can check element source. How to, sir? Press F12. Then after clicking F12, we have a pointer icon in developer tool. We'll get a developer tool. In this developer tool, click on this pointer icon and select the required element on UI. Once you are selecting required element on UI, yes, is showing this element source. This element defined which tag? Input tag. For this one, what are the attributes you have? ID, class, name, so on. Or if you check this checkbox source code, yes, it's defined in input. For this one, we have a ID, so and so.
ID class.
Right? Yes. So if you are in a position to check element source is more than enough. And you should have a clarity command and is it container or standalone? In general, one quick check is in HTML, one quick check is if it is standalone. So this, closing or what I can say, this expand collapse icon will not appear here. If it is a standalone tag, adjacent to this, tag, there is no expand or collapse icon. If it is a container, we have a collapse or expand icon is there. This div is a standalone container. Container, why? We have a collapse or expand icon is there. If you click this one, it's going to expand. If I want collapse, simply click this one. Right? Yes, it's very simple quick check. For example, here, there is no icon, but by seeing here, we can easily come to know. We have a standalone container. Container, why container? Ending tag is there. And what about this div? Container. Yes, we have a starting and we have a ending. This div also container. This div also container. Right? Yes. So in general, container tag consists other tags or only text. Only one tag or multiple tags. If you have a multiple tags, yes, this icon will appear. Which icon? Expand or collapse icon will appear. If it is a single one, then this icon will not appear. Then we can easily come to. Right? Yes. If you know this tag and attribute, yes, we can easily locate. Okay. Yes. How to locate elements in Selenium? We'll discuss in next class. Okay. Yes. This is very important. So to write test scripts in Selenium, you should know only 3 topics. To write test scripts in Selenium, you should know 3 topics. One is locating, another one is handling, another one is Java basics. If you know these 3 topics, yes, we can write test scripts in Selenium. In general, to write test scripts in any automation tool, 2 topics are important. One is locating, another one is handling. If you know how to locate and how to handle, then yes, we can write test scripts. If you don't know these 2 topics, we can't write even single line code. If you know these 2 topics, yes, we can easily, comfortably write test scripts. So we'll discuss about how to locate elements by using IDE in a next class. Then what is task for today's hour? And what are the possible entry questions from today class are? The task is very simple task. So yes, you have to record test script in one browser. Okay, record test script in one browser. It may be Firefox or Google Chrome or Edge. The same script you have to execute in other browsers. Okay, you have to execute this in other browsers. If you record it in Firefox, you have to play the same test script in Edge and Chrome. If you record in a Chrome, you should play in Firefox and Edge. If you record in Edge, Firefox and Google Chrome. Then this is task number 1. Task number 2. Very simple task. Task number 2. So here, yes, try to generate syntax by using this inspect option and observe the syntax in target text field. Try to locate multiple kinds of elements. Don't practice only on text field. Don't generate syntax only for text field or links. So we have a multiple types of elements. What those? Text field, text area, button, link, checkbox, read a button, drop down, multi drop down. Try to generate the syntax and observe the syntax in target text field. We'll write this syntax manually in the next class. Now we are generating the syntax by using tool. Now, yes, in the next class, we'll write the syntax manually. So today, your task is, so yes, locate the elements, multiple elements by using IDE. Any web page, no issue. So any web page, you need to record the test, one browser, and you have to play in other browser. That is task number 1. Task number 2, locate the elements. Which web page? Any web page. Okay, you can locate the elements. Okay, only one type of element or all type of elements? Multiple type of elements. Then, what are the possible entry questions from today class? First question. What are the features of Selenium IDE? What are the features of Selenium IDE? Next question. How to debug test scripts in Selenium IDE? How to debug test scripts in Selenium IDE? How to debug test scripts in Selenium IDE? Next question. What is Selness? Selness, nothing but Selenium IDE commands. What is Selness? What is Selness? So here, what are the commands shown here? All are Selenium Selness. Selenium IDE commands. Selenium IDE commands called as Selness. Selness. Okay. So, yep. So these are the possible entry question from today class. And yes, we don't have a class tomorrow. Okay. We have a next class on day after tomorrow. As I said, yes, these 3 days are demo days. Demo days means, so yes, without paying a single rupee, you can attend the classes, no issue. Okay, and during demo days, if you pay the fee, we have a discounts. So today is the last date for the discounts. From tomorrow onwards, tomorrow means we don't have a class on tomorrow, day after tomorrow onwards, yes. Those who are paid, yes, they're going to send the link. Otherwise, they are not going to send the link. And we started the course from the Monday. Okay, so demo days means you are attending classes with free cost. Okay, we started our course on Monday only. From the day one, we are continuing our course only. First 3 days, yes, you are attending freely. So today is the last date for demo. Yes, we don't have a class tomorrow. Yes, next class is on day after tomorrow. That is on Thursday. Friday. Yeah, Friday we have a class. Right? Yes, Friday we are going to discuss about locating elements in Selenium IDE. Okay, it's a very important topic. Don't miss that class. And one more thing. If you are taking manual automation, manual testing course is like a serial. Automation testing is like a movie. In general, in serial. So hero to move one place to other place. Okay, from this door to end of the door, how much required? Minimum 2 episodes required. Minimum 2 episodes. What about movie? Hero can kill 100 villains within 1 minute, not 2 minutes. Max 1 minute. He will kill all the 100 villains. Yes. My class is like a movie. Okay, there is no background sounds. There is no, what I can say, storytelling. Okay, so yes, in manual, storytelling, okay, background sounds. So even if you miss 2-3 days class in manual testing, yes, we can understand third class also, no issues. Even if you miss 1 week serial, can you understand next week? Yes, we can easily. What about movie? If you miss half an hour movie, yes, we can watch the rest of the movie. What going to happen? Clarity going to miss. My class is like a movie. And each class depends on previous class. And don't expect theoretical classes from my end. During automation, everything should be practical. Everything should be in the form of syntax. Next class onwards, I'm going to introduce the syntax. Okay, as of now, we not introduce or we not discuss about syntax. Yes, to locate the element, we have a syntax. Okay, how to locate ID? What is syntax for ID? Like this, we have a syntax. From the next class onwards, we are going to introduce syntax. And yes, every day we'll discuss this syntax. How to use, when to use this syntax. And yes, as I told you, practice is required. So I observed so many of your seniors. Okay, so their general thought process or their behavior is just is started. Now we are attending demos. Okay, when we'll start practice? Once you started regular classes, we'll start practice. Okay, yes. If you are thinking like this, for example, you are in a position to eat your 3 days food in 1 day. If you are in a position to eat your 3 days food in 1 day, yes, you can practice 3 classes in 1 day, no issues for me. If you are not in a position to eat 3 days food in 1 day, yes, every day practice is required. Right? Yes. If you practice these 3 classes, what are the classes we covered? The next class will be very easy. If you not practice, it's difficult. Okay, yes. This course is very simple than your BTech subjects. Very simple course. During your BTech, your mature levels are less. and you don't have a proper teachers or trainers during your BTech. For this reason, there is a fear for Java. So this class is not like that. Okay, you can easily learn the Java and you can easily learn the automation. It's a very simple course. The only thing required for this course is practice. If you don't have a minimum 2 to 3 hours per day for practice, don't waste your money, don't waste your time. If you have a time for practice, if you have a zeal to learn the automation, yes, it's the right course for you. Yes, you can easily get the job after completion of this course. Okay. Yes. Any queries, any doubts? And one more thing, especially for online students. Okay, my teaching part will be up to 9:40. Last 15 minutes, 10 minutes only for you. Okay, if you have any queries, any concerns, yes, it's a time to interact with me. Offline students, anyway, they will be here only. Okay, they can interact with me. For online students, yes, you can utilize last 10 minutes time for your query discussion. Yes, any queries, any doubts for online students? So thanks for your time. So we'll meet day after tomorrow, discuss about important topic, locating elements in Selenium IDE.